Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Lay, so welcome. So it's been a while since I've actually been on here. I actually posted a video explaining why I've been gone for so long, and I will have that linked right here, so make sure you check that out. But today we are going to get into some reviewing, and I'm sorry Kylie's in the background, so you're gonna hear her. What we'll be reviewing today is Huda Beauty, like as a whole. I use the Huda Beauty Full Filter Foundation, and I use the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk Palette. Looks like there's like a little spider, but that's probably mascara or something. But these two items right here, I use this of course for my eye look today. You could say it's super glamorous, but not too much, not like bam. And this is more so like something that I would do. I'm just chilling. So I got my hair pulled back into like a little messy curly bun. It's still like sleek and sophisticated, just a little something something. Let's go ahead and let's talk about these products. I wanted to mention them because I wanted to do a review on these products and a demo. I'll start with the eyeshadow palette because I think if you're going to go for anything, I would go for the eyeshadow palette. This is the Desert Dusk palette, and let me tell you, this is my first time using Huda, however you say it. This is my first time using her eyeshadow palette. So this is what it looks like when you take it out of the box. It is a picture of her eyes, and when you open it, you get these beautiful
husband's here. That's why she paused.
So you get these pretty, like they have some warm, they have these purples which I really want to play with. One of the purples is called Amethyst, and that's my birthstone. So you'll definitely be seeing more looks with this in 2018. I enjoyed the palette very much, so I would highly recommend it. Well, moving on to the foundation. This is the Huda Full Filter Foundation. The color is off. When I bought this about 2.5 months ago, and I have used it twice since I bought it. The color that's on the box, now this looks like it would work for me. If you look at it in person, it looks like it would work for my skin. But then when I take it out of the packaging, it's like 2 or 3 shades lighter than the shade on top. So normally I can definitely get my shade when I look online, but this was a little deceiving. So that's something to take into consideration. So if you're not really good at color matching yourself, I would definitely suggest going into a Sephora and swatching it around this part of your neck. I was able to pull it off. I know a lot of people don't like when you mix products when you're doing a review, but I have worn this before, and I mean I have to mix it. I would have looked like a ghost. So I use my NYX Pro Foundation Mixer in the shade Warmth, and this just helped to create this. So this I can work with. This foundation is definitely a full coverage foundation. I use one pump and I can get my entire face covered, full coverage. Like you can't even, like I have a mole here, you can't even see the mole. It's a foundation you definitely know that you're wearing, and is not a foundation that I would suggest wearing every day. I just wouldn't do it. Hope everyone has a great new year, and let's get into some of these makeup trends for 2018. I'm excited to see what these brands are about to come out with. Before we get into the next clip, make sure that if you are new to my channel that you hit the subscribe button. And that's it. Subscribe, thumbs up, hit the bell if you want to be notified, and let's stay tuned to the next clip. So we're going to start off with this beautiful packaging. I absolutely love the look. I think this little insert is so cute. Having it be her eyes, and it's different. It's definitely different. So of course you guys already know my MAC 24-hour extended eye base. This is nothing new. I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes, and lately to set my primer I've been using the Bare Minerals. It's like a powder concealer, and it's in Well Rested. and it's just like a brightening powder, but it does give a little bit of coverage. So I've been using that to set my primers just because I don't like the look of it under my eye. It's a little too white for under my eye, but it works perfectly as an eye base. So the first color we're going to go in with is Eden, and the camera kind of washes it out. It's more of like a orange soda type shade if you're familiar with Makeup Geek, so it's like a peachy shade. And I'm just using a fluffy Sephora brush. This is their blending brush, and I'm using this to blend out this color. I'm putting it all in my crease area, bringing it up to the brow bone. I've been liking that blown out look where the color comes all the way up to the brow bone. The next color I'm going to go in with is called Blazing. Now this is more of a terracotta type color, which has a little more orange than red. And yeah, so I'm just buffing that all into the crease area. This is just going to give me a more defined crease, and I'm using a Sigma E25 brush, and that I'm just focusing it on the crease area. That's the part right above the eyeball. So if you feel where the socket and the eye bone, I guess you can call it, meet, that's where I'm focusing that color. So the next color I'm going in with is Amber, and this color is definitely true to color. It is a deeper amber type color, so it has more brown than orange or red, but it's like a mixture of orange, red, and brown. So with a more tapered brush, this is a Zoeva brush, I'm focusing that on the center of my eyelid, of my crease area, so just below. Now I'm taking a little bit of concealer. This is a really neat trick, I would say, for most beginners. If you really want to get a nice crisp line, or if you're trying to do a cut crease and you really haven't perfected it, this is a great trick. You take the concealer, place it on a brush, and just pretty much carve out or clean the eyelid of any of the eyeshadow that you used for your crease. It just helps to make the line a little more crisp. So I'm going in with, I guess it's OUD. I'm not sure what that, Oud or Ode, but it's OUD, that's how it's spelled. I'm patting this on the outer corner of my lid. This is a deep brown color, and I'm just using this brush to kind of blow it into the concealer. So this concealer is still wet. It just helps give it more of a blown out effect, and then I'm flicking it outwards. Taking this NYX mixing medium, this is pretty much a cheaper alternative to the MAC mixing medium. I'm going to pat a very thin layer over where the concealer is, and then I'm going to go in with the shade Cosmo, which is their pressed loose glitter. It has like red, brown, pink, gold, all of these beautiful colors, and if you feel it, it's very textured, so you can tell that it's a pressed loose glitter. So there is a bit of fallout, which is why I did my foundation last, although to top everything off, I'm trying to figure out if I like doing my foundation first or my eyes first. But on this tutorial, I'm doing my eyes first. So I just pat Cosmo on my eyelid, and then to help it out, I'm going to take a little bit of the mixing medium and pat it on top just to seal it so that it doesn't transfer into the matte eyeshadows in my crease area. Now I'm mixing the color Blood Moon and Angelic, and I'm putting that on the inner tear ducts. I did want to brighten it, but it kind of gave me the opposite effect, but it's alright. So now I'm going in with this ColourPop liquid eyeliner, or gel eyeliner, because you all know I'm a gel girl. I like gel eyeliners better than liquid, or I think it's only liquid and gel, but like a pomade, I like that. So this is that, and I believe the name is called, I don't remember the name, I'll have it at the bottom of the screen. So I'm just very quickly doing my eyeliner, and I will have an updated liquid eyeliner tutorial for 2018. Here I'm using the L'Oreal Voluminous mascara in black, and for lashes I'm using the Eylure Dramatic, the number 202s. These are nice lashes. I'm not going to say they're my favorite because they're not. So now I'm going in with my MarcJacob Blaquer eyeliner. This is probably my favorite eyeliner of all time. And now I'm going back in with that shade Eden, and I'm pretty much like dusting it at the bottom of my lashes. This just, you know, it's just to create a smoky effect. So I'm going back in that same order, but instead of using the other color, I'm just going in with amber, and I'm going to put that closer to the lash line, and then I'm going to take a fluffier brush and buff it out. And I know like a lot of people don't do their lower lash line before they do their concealer, but I find that I can do both. I feel like I just need to complete one thing. Now here is the color, I believe it's Moscato or Macchiato. I think it's Macchiato. This is the Huda Beauty. It came with a primer, which I think is so bomb. Like, I'm able to try the primer with the foundation without actually having to commit to buying the primer. Honest to God, I liked it. It's a lot thicker than I thought it would be, like the consistency. I'm thinking that it was going to be like my Too Faced Hangover, but it's a little thicker than that. As you can see, my skin has gotten extremely luminous. So I ended up having to use, see, I had more left over. I didn't even need that much. I had to use my hand to kind of help it sink into my skin. It did kind of sit on top. So it was definitely something that I noticed I had on my face. So I'm using a brush, and here's where I'm going to show you. I placed the color on my skin, and it's too light. That looks nothing like it did on the box. Like, it just didn't work. So I had to take my NYX mixers in Warmth, as you all saw in my favorite of 2017, and look, you can just see what it did to the foundation. It just warmed it up a little bit so that it would match my skin. It's still a little light. Like, it's one of those foundations that is definitely true to color for me. And with me, I typically like my foundations to be a little bit darker, but when I saw it on the screen, I was like, okay, well, it matches. It looks like my skin. It's just, I like my foundation to be a little darker. But if you do find yourself in this predicament, you can always, you know, warm it up with bronzer. So right here, because it's such a full coverage foundation, I like my foundation to look like skin. So I'm just taking my beauty blender and kind of pressing it into the skin. And here I'm using my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Caramel. And Caramel is more like my conceal color. Because the eyes were so much, I did not want to do a really, really bright under eye. So I just kind of stuck to a color that wasn't too light to conceal with. I make the ugliest faces when I do my makeup, I swear to goodness. And just chopping it up with my babies. So now I'm going to go ahead and cream contour. I'm using Truffle by Fenty Beauty. This has been probably one of my favorite cream contours to use, and I'm taking it on an e.l.f. fan brush, and I'm just buffing it into my cheekbones. And this stick blends out so well. So you can see right here, like, I made a little bit of a mistake, but watch how seamlessly it blends out. It just blends so well. I love this cream contour stick. It's my bae right now. And I'm even using like a pencil brush to cream contour my nose. And I really feel like this matte stick actually has like, it kind of reminds me of like a cream to powder type formula. So it's not like super creamy after you've applied it. So now I'm going in with my Cover FX loose translucent powder, and I'm setting underneath my eyes, and I'm just pressing that in, and I'm using that to also help clean up my contour. This is a great trick if you're not good at contouring your nose. I like to put a little button on my nose, and I kind of did a little too much right here, but it's alright. It's alright. We'll work it out. So I placed powder in all the places that I would crease. Now I'm taking this MAC mineralized skin finish in Give Me Sun, and I'm pretty much setting my foundation and dusting away all of the translucent powder. This helps it not to give my face like that white cast. And I'm taking this Real Technique brush and just kind of blending it underneath my eyes. And since I did use so much powder, I like to pretty much set everything ahead of time just so that it can all set together. So I use the Makeup Forever, I believe it's called the Mist and Fix spray. So right here I'm taking this Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer and I'm contouring my nose. Another helpful trick so that your contour isn't too harsh, I use the remaining powder on my beauty blender to kind of, you know, bring it down a little. Sorry about Dylan, you know my kids are always in my videos. So now I'm using this Makeup Forever bronzer in the shade number 351. I love this bronzer because no matter how deep or how hard I am in the pan, the powder is so firmly pressed that you can never pick up too much. So now using this NARS, this is the Virtual Domination palette. The blush I'm using today is called Final Cut. I believe it's one of their permanent blushes and it's just like this peachy blush. And then I'm going in with this Stila highlighter. It's like a bronzed highlighter, but I like it because it gives me a nice natural luminous glow to my skin, and that's what you want. I put a little bit on my nose and a little bit across the bridge, and you pretty much have your face completed. So since I've changed my clothes, I'm going to go in with this, I'm going to talk more about these lipsticks in another video, but this is a Dose of Color liquid lipsticks. This is one of their nude shades, and I absolutely love the formula of these liquid lipsticks. This is not my first time. I actually have a pink, I believe it's called Pinky Promise, and I never realized how much I love this formula. It's a really nice formula. It doesn't dry out my lips. My lips don't feel all chapped afterwards. Yeah, so here I'm using the Glam Glow setting spray, and that pretty much completes the look. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, beauties, mwah, stay blessed.